Hey there. Today I want to talk a little bit about the National Association of Realtors settlement agreement. So we know kind of what does it mean to you, what does it mean to me, and how are we going to work this through starting in middle of July. So the settlement did come through at $418 million with the National Association of Realtors to be paid over the next 4 years. What is the premise? It's really around sellers feeling like, hey, why am I paying all the compensation to both listing and buying agents? Like, this is too much. So that's kind of where it's been going. And also, has this been price fixed or set? And that is not. I mean, obviously commissions have always been negotiable. Sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're lower. There are discount brokerages that do flat fees to sell, or 1%, 2%. There are discount buyer agents that also charge a lot less. And sometimes there are sellers like builders that will offer us 4% or even up to 6% just for one side. It all depends on what is negotiated in their listing agreements. So what does it mean to us? So as buyers, the first thing that means, first thing that changes actually for the buyer is that they will need to sign now the buyer's representation agreement before they even see their very first home. So that's very different. We do that, of course, at some point, but not usually right when we meet somebody and show them a home. And that buyer rep agreement really goes through the responsibilities of each party, how we support and help them through the process, what their obligations are, and compensation is right in there. And there's a number that we agree. It's usually a percentage of the sales price. And so we will talk about that and negotiate that. Now, our goal is to try to negotiate that for them in the sale, during the negotiations, once we know what the seller is offering in compensation. But that might be a shortfall at closing. And as a buyer, then that's coming up with down payment, closing costs, and in addition, some of our broker compensation. So that could be challenging for the buyer pool. And so for the sellers, the difference really is, now I'm doing my offer of what I'm paying the listing agent to take the photos and Matterport and to do all the drone and all the staging, whatever we are all agreeing to do and market. And then we're going to offer something to the buyer's agent that brings us that successful offer to get the property sold. And you as a seller can offer whatever you would like to offer, and we would just go through the pros and cons of doing so. And it will not be shown on the MLS. So that is the big change. So we as buyer agents will be having to call and contact all of the selling and listing agents to say, what compensation is there for a buyer's agent that brings you the buyer? And then we have to let our buyers know, hey, this is how much we're going to be short. How do you feel about that? I'm going to negotiate hard, but there's no guarantee we're going to get that. So those changes we know are coming in July. And there's still a lot of unknowns. We don't know how about the lending industry. Usually VA, the Veterans Affair, they can't contribute to any commissions. FHA has their rules and guidelines like government loans will. Things might be different for appraisers. It's going to be challenging. I mean, change is always invigorating. It's challenging. It's new, and there's been loads of changes in different parts and aspects of real estate. But this is the first one that we're really seeing around the compensation. So let's keep the conversation going. Like I said, I posted my blog today. It's on Facebook. Take a look, and I'll be sharing my reel shortly with everybody. But this is just for you, and shoot me your questions. I'll do my best to get you the answers. And of course, we'll be helping people sell and buy real estate for many years to come. Thank you.